completed windshield.
We'll take it up to 100 on a little bit faster of a road and see how it feels, and then adjust it and see if we can't make it a bit better.
So how's it set up right now?
So if you feel, sorry?
How's the windshield set up right now?
The windshield right now is all the way down, and it's tilted all the way down. So this is basically the lowest position you could possibly have it in. You feel up here, you do have the most airflow underneath the windshield, and then if you feel up higher, you do also have the most lowest airflow over top. The best place to go would be Wide Road, because we have 100 on there, and that's like the closest place to here. I don't know, do you know a better place? Okay. So one thing I like about the bronze tint is that you can see through it pretty easily. The dark tint, I've been told by other people that it is quite dark and you can't see it very well. So if you're the kind of person that's always going to look above your windshield, then you can totally go for that. But even myself, I feel like when we're up on the highway doing like a 10-hour drive, I'm totally going to have it up higher, and I'm going to want to be able to see through the windshield. The other part is that with the bronze, you are supposedly able to see very well at nighttime. And so far I can say that's true, though I don't know how it compares to the others.
Good thing about this windshield is you can do it, you can adjust your windshield on the spot. Well, pull it over of course. But with your partner, loosen it up like this.
So we'll take it all the way up, see what the difference Oh no, just sorry, forward. Like all the way down, but all the way forward.
Okay, all the way forward.
See, yeah, so tighten it out. So it's still all the way down, but instead of being angled back, now it's angled forward.
Vertical, almost no more wind in my face, which is really nice. Now we're going to do what, Brian?
Now we're just going to move it up kind of like 1 inch, see what kind of difference that makes.
How about we just move it all the way up?
I'm sure we can move it all the way up.
And then see what difference it makes.
For sure.
Is it going?
Mine's all the way up.
It's all the way up? Way up, you can see it covers your entire view right here. Yep.
Okay, so just to see kind of my field of vision is I'm kind of like right there's where I'm looking. So this line for me is just perfectly high enough that it doesn't get in my way of kind of looking around, but you kind of have to adjust for your own height. So if we moved it down 1/2 inch more, it would be so annoying. But again, this is for all the way vertical, up and down, so we can still move it angled towards us a bit more, and that would lower it a bit too. So if we moved it down 1 inch and angled it, it'd be low enough that I could easily see over.
And how tall are you?
I'm basically 6 feet, so I'm like 5'11" and 3/4. So, but it depends on every single person. If your inseam's a little bit different, you have a longer torso. So the nice thing about the adjustable is you can change it to whatever you need.
buffeting on the top of my head, but definitely a lot more wind in my face. So I do prefer the bottom setting more. What about you, Brian?
I think it entirely depends if you're in the city or not. Riding around in the city, I would want it lowered down 100%. Because you don't really get that buffeting in the middle of your, on top of your head in the city, just because you're not going fast enough. But out on the highway, you're going to want to put it somewhere a little bit higher, because the buffeting just gets so bad after hours of riding around in the Slingshot. You can always put down your face mask in front of your face, kind of thing.
So I feel like with the highest setting, there's a lot of wind coming in through right here. We're gonna try is it middle setting right now?
Yeah, we're basically in the middle with the windshield still vertical, and we're gonna test this one out, see how much it reduces the winds in your face, and if it still keeps the buffeting out. And then at last, we're gonna see if we want to play around with the angle at all. Setting's probably one of our favorites already. Barely any wind coming in underneath, but you still don't get the buffeting on the top of the helmet. We're going to take it up to a higher speed on the highway, up to 120, and see if we still have no buffeting on top of the head. I've heard a few people comment on how they find 45 degrees to be the perfect angle. Not sure what they mean by 45 degrees. When we let you know, we're gonna tell you if it's in the middle of the adjustments or at the top or the bottom, and so far we've kept it completely vertical. So we're just gonna take it up, see how this one fares at the higher speeds, and maybe make one more fine-tune adjustment and leave it at that.
adjusted it, and what did we do, Brian?
So it's still basically in the middle, maybe just a smidge higher, but so for me it's 2 finger widths from the top, but we made it right in the middle of the angle towards us, so not all the way down, but not all the way up either. We're just gonna see how it performs here and see if this is our sweet spot. The last one was, you know, almost perfect. I'd say we were 90% of the way here, and so from here on it's going to be everybody's personal preference, but we'll see if this is ours. Got our first 2 blood splatters on the new windshield. Changing the angle, I think it comes down to a personal preference. The more you angle it, the more air you're going to get in the face. And so if you're wearing an open face helmet, kind of like myself, that becomes a big deal. If you're not, if you're wearing a full face or you have your mask down, you're never going to notice it, but it will cool you off a whole bunch more. So you get a lot more airflow through on a 30 plus day or whatever that is in American. It's going to be really hot. My personal preference is going to be it totally vertical. Most wind is blocked. The height, I have it just about where I want it, right in the middle, and that's going to give us the most air protection to bring it so that there's no buffeting over your head. So I think we found the sweet spots for ourselves, but hopefully our suggestions and tips have made it a bit easier for you to find yours.
So what do you think?
I like it, but yeah, so I guess you'll find out if you can hear that all over on the highway, but we adjusted the windshield up and down, took a few different readings, different heights, and I think that at the end of the day, we like it right in the middle, as straight up and down as it goes. This way you get very little wind in the face and no buffeting on top of the head. Adjusting the windshield angle will give more wind underneath, and so on a super hot day, it might make it a little bit cooler of a ride, but on the highway there's just too much wind in the face. If you have a full face helmet, you're never going to notice the difference, but if you don't, then much nicer up and down.
So I have a full face helmet and definitely a lot less buffeting on the top of my head, side of my head. So big improvement, really happy with it. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like the video.